chance, right?
Maybe if it's a stronger qualifier too, because Veggie's also got through won the Open last time.
Yeah, I think.
Just kidding.
I don't think they had Annihilate last time, and he's probably their best player.
Yeah,
Annihilate's really good.
Yeah, I don't think they had Annihilate last time. They definitely had KVH and Derp Derp. Did they have Mad?
I don't think they had Mad.
I don't think they had Mad.
They had the 2, but he played
Yeah.
really badly. I think he was like tilted his ass off because he's also a pretty good player, but he's very emotional.
I mean,
it's
to,
like he's an
in
NA
a sense,
Dota player or
like,
something.
yeah, like saying these are all really good players. I mean, relatively, yeah, they all are very good players. I think
I think the 2's better than probably everybody on Overpower.
Are you saying that? Because
Okay, again, it's relative. It's relative. Well, okay, you're fine. You're right.
well, we got a draft, boys.
And with that, we got a draft here, and draft could change. These two teams, you know, yeah, Wheel probably slightly more talented as far as Dota technicality, but maybe Overpower could craft something, some venomous strategy that
Not
could
that
kind
venomous
of,
though. Look at that second ban coming out straight away.
all right, not the high fructose kind of cancer here. We're just going to kind of keep it modest, at least for now, on this side of Venom. But they get Nyx Assassin, they get one kind of Serpent Fiend in the Shadow Shaman, though. We saw Complexity reach into this recently in one of their big wins. So now they add pushing potential, while Wheel go for the Fabled Night Stalker, which I've seen in pretty much every game I've been in this room for. So he is just the hot 4 pick right now. Do you think he's the 4 pick right now?
I don't know if he's the 4 pick, but there are like 2 really important things to him that have been stressed during this patch, and this is a patch. So one, he provides a 4 that can roam around, create vision, and create a lot of pressure on the map. He's a 4 hero that is hard for, like at level 1, it's hard for most heroes to square up against him. And then he transitions into the late game by providing a lot of vision. And this patch is all about how well do you take fights, and what helps you take fights? Vision.
Yep.
You look at his portrait. You see the muscles? This guy is swole and shredded. That guy does not have an ounce of muscle.
Yeah, that's why nobody beefs with him early on.
Yeah, exactly. Like that guy has
traps,
really good
right?
stats.
Is that what those are?
Right?
Traps
Yeah.
or whatever?
What I'm saying is the visuals of the hero match the actual mechanics of the hero
I mean,
very
it looks
well.
like he's got more than the normal human muscle groups on him, just at a glance. But yeah, he's.
A good analysis, Jack. That is actually.
Are you trying to say
there's some extra muscles?
Is he
out
juicing?
there.
Is that what you're
His
trying to get at here?
muscles got muscles. That's what I'm saying.
It's overcompensating for his vagina face.
This is true.
Wow.
I'd love to tap that face. Anyways.
It's that time of the night.
Bans in the second phase. Getting rid of what we saw earlier from Annihilate, that TA performance. The Lifestealer has also got to go. We'll get rid of the Clockwork, and an Invoker also going to be taken off the table. So that's got to be a bit of respect. Don't really see Invoker bans unless you kind of have that Invoker specialist on your team.
The traditional mids are still out there, Lina and Quap. I wouldn't be surprised if Overpower took it, because they don't have last pick, I think, right?
And they just took it.
While whistling.
Do they just get the Quap like we
I don't
saw
like
in,
it.
the previous
No.
draft?
No,
or-
no.
Not to get Shadow Shaman and Nyx.
Yeah.
One of the weaknesses of the Night Stalker, though, if you end up having more static lanes, then you know his roaming potential isn't as much. He wants to be like out in the open fighting people. So let's say the Shadow Shaman is slow, and he catches him, or he's over on a rotation. He wants to be able to do that, but if the lanes are good, and if you get into this mid-game point where, let's say he hasn't snowballed or got a bunch of experience or kills, then he's very slow in getting up his Aghanims, and then he's not really a great initiator past early game. You don't really necessarily want to run him like that, like you just get blown up. So that's potentially an issue for him as well.
We see a Doom pick out of Wheel. It's been seeing a little more play. You know who I think is who's a big fan of this? AUI 2000.
He's
Yeah.
played it.
I've seen him spamming this in pubs a lot.
That
He
was,
is-
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Well,
played
he's
it
been
in
a
that
big
match.
Remember that
proponent
Summit
of this
game where
guy.
he's just charging past the tower with the sword up and the ground to flame and was picking up that triple kill, right?
It's definitely an AUI hero, because I think you have to be very precise on your rotations to find success with this hero. That being said, it's an offlane Doom this time around, most likely, because I think Night Stalker still takes over the 4 position.
And sort of
And
like
this is one of the few offlaners that you're kind of okay with picking up before you know your opposing safe lane carry, just because of the fact that you can operate off of jungle. Maybe they just kind of looked at the laning phase. They knew it was going to be really hard lane no matter what. And so being able to take a little bit of jungle, but also be a really offensive duo with the Night Stalker, I think this works pretty well, both with Wheel and against Overpower's lineup.
Yeah, I think if the Night Stalker rotates up, Shadow Shaman's in a bad position, that hero's just dead.
Yeah. Overpower, grab with his Earthshaker. They're now sporting 4 different heroes of varieties of lockdowns in CC here. Any wager between the Earthshaker and Nyx Assassin, who's going to be going off lane, who plays as the 4? I'm not as familiar with the team.
Earthshaker's going to be off lane.
Okay.
You usually see Nyx's as 4s now.
Okay. Okay. So the Nyx Shadow Shaman combo there. Lina, Earthshaker.
Earthshaker just scales so well.
He does.
And he farms really well off his offlane. Between Fisher blocking, between the enchant totem mechanics, like the guaranteed kill on the range creep, once you get like 1-2-2 build if you want. Being able to deny the range creep is also really good for the offlaner, which, you just need level 2 for the enchant totem to be able to do that. There's so many like small things that makes Earthshaker better for the offlane than he used to be. And then on top of that, you scale better, so the farm's better on your hero.
Wheelwreck dipping into their own venomous stores here for this Necrophos.
I hate you.
Is that safe lane Necro? Farming safe lane? Or did they put it mid?
I think
ever?
it could be...
It could be either.
It could be fairly open right now. But Necro is, I think, a pretty decent matchup against the Earthshaker.
Ooh. Alright, so that answers that.
It does. So it is a safe lane Necro. They want it against the Shaker mid sniper.
Yeah, this is great because Necrophos can go 1v1 against the Earthshaker really well. The only real big problem, Necrophos is not a good pick versus Lina or Nyx Assassin. That is the one thing. Like, I think there was a self-sufficient safe laning hero that they could have gotten that wouldn't have had such a big problem with those two heroes. But I in general like the concept of their laning phase very much. It looks I kind of like the way that NP played out that last game, where we were watching like these 3 different cores be kind of off on their own with the rotating Night Stalker.
Final pickup here for Overpower to round things out. They're going to go man mode, if you will, and grab up the Ursa here. One that, if he can kind of get the snowball power going, picks up the Blink Dagger, might be able to bridge the gap and get in the face of someone like Sniper. But, I mean, what do you think? Is he going to end up getting what he wants, getting his hands on everything, or is he at risk of being possibly kited around through this game?
I mean, he needs a fast Diffusal Blade to deal with the Necro.
Yeah.
Or else this game could get very hard for him. But overall, I am sort of a fan of both these teams' lineups. There's enough ways for heroes to move around the map, take early fights. There's like do shit heroes on both teams.
I think you've got to watch the offlane matchup. If it is a duo with the Doom and the Night Stalker, that will keep the supports there, and that will allow them to potentially roam, because with that bottom matchup, the Necrophos against Earthshaker, that will allow them to roam on mid and help the Sniper set up kills as well. So how much pressure can Wheel put on that offlane if they end up putting those 2 heroes there? Will it force the supports to stay there to secure the Ursa's farm and levels? I think that's going to be something to watch out for early game.
I mean, I think both can roam.
Yeah, both can roam. I like Overpower's lineup more. It just seems like a lot more straightforward. You have like an Ursa who matches up well against the Necrophos and is a early blink hero that can get on top of Sniper. Like the Doom and Necrophos both have questionable output in this game, as well as the Sniper. Like, if the laning phase doesn't go well, I could see how this game just completely falls apart for whatever the hell their name is.
Wheels come off.
Wheel. Oh, the wheels come off. Good one, Jack.
I'm sure that one's never been used
or
before.
Or maybe they
with
just
this
get
team.
overpowered. I'm here all day, Cap.
No, you're not here much longer, Jack.
Suffocate
kick you out.
with this pillow, Jack.
All right, let's get into it now. It is going to be Overpower versus Wheel Wreck while whistling rather. We have 0 and 2 going against 1 and 1. Wheel pulling out the Necrophos stuff with a sniper kicker here, while Overpower just kind of sticking with a well-rounded good set of lockdown and hoping that the power of the Ursa is going to be able to kind of hit it home for him. Early movement coming out from Mad here. He's got the early boots too. Waiting on the high ground is going to be Overpower though, so don't want to be going too much
his
further.
smoke popped.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good. I'm good. But it doesn't look like anything too fishy here.
Are we just chilling out here, Jack? Is that our play?
Yeah, you guys
I
are
mean, you
welcome
guys
to
are welcome
chill.
to
You're
stay.
welcome to
Additional
chill.
voice.
You're welcome
Alright,
to
cool.
go. Guys, you can do whatever you want, man. Absolutely.
Alright.
Quality
Be
American
hanging
Dota.
out.
Well, looks like nobody. Oh, the late smoke from Overpower as they try and walk up the hill, but they're going to get scouted.
Yeah, they'll try to creep their way in, but nearby is Mad, and he will pop their
Mad.
smoke, but he actually runs up back through the high ground, gets hit with the stun, gets hit with a shackle, and here it comes, the first blood. Cash is going to be the one to pick it up, and OP hit their mark. Good patience by them waiting on that high ground, and popping the late smoke is just a bit unexpected for Wheel.
Some mind games there because a lot of supports will TP to that mid with the smoke and try to plant that early ward. And that's what the Doom was looking to scout out by going around the other way. But with the delayed smoke, they managed to get the first blood.
As a consolation prize, though, they will get the ward.
Oh, and it looked like Nyx here was hoping for maybe a catch on the courier, but Mad returns back to that position. We'll scout him out, and he's going to be heading out the other direction here, and we get to have our old fun 2v1 kind of mid setup here. Pressuring back Annihilate as best as he can, so that this Lina can kind of get a good start. Gunner. Confirmed he wears gunners when he plays? I don't know. Grant was talking about it, but I'm not sure if that's been confirmed.
He seems like the kind of guy to wear gunners.
I don't even know if it helps you play the game or not. This is a BSJ kind of
This
thing.
is definitely a BSJ question. He's like the only Dota guy that I know that wears gunners.
Why does he wear gunners? Does he just like them?
Eye strain, I think, is something about it.
Yeah, he's not actually sponsored, right?
No. A man can dream. It's like Dr. Pepper and Grant.
Yo, Gunner needs to get on that.
So this is actually a 3-position Night Stalker.
Yeah, well, right now Matt is in an awkward position as he gets taken down, easily shackled apart and locked down from OP's team here. Just so much lockdown available to him that any chance they can outnumber anyone, they will get the upper hand. And now the 2 is just kind of stuck in this awkward spot, leeching 1 creep at best.
I was afraid of this for their aggro dual lane. If there was any kind of fighting hero, because Shadow Shaman by himself is obviously overwhelmed by duos, but Nyx Assassin is fine, and the Ursa is just a fighting core, so you really can't make this dual lane succeed very well.
So what do you do now if you're mad on the Doom? You don't really have a place for yourself up in that top dual lane. Do you just jungle now without an Iron Talon and just
Rotate
devour
on
stuff?
mid, I think.
Yeah, I like the move to eat maybe a cancerous creep or whatever and go mid, harass the Lina.
But if you go mid, then the 2 is definitely screwed. I think they have to dual lane until they get mid at 4, and then maybe the 2 can rotate around.
I think the ideal situation is that he gets a good creep, and then they find out the Rasta in between the 2 and get an easy kill there.
The start is obviously not what they wanted, but they probably figured with a better start. Again, if it's a tri-lane that's persistently there, you can mess with the poles more easily as Doom. With the Ursa having low levels, he has a bit less kill potential. You're not just worried about them running in with the shackle and stun and just being able to burst someone down. But because of that start, the 2 deaths very quickly, it's going to become unlaneable very soon, and that's not going to. That means the supports don't have to stay there anymore.
Kind of a little awkward smoke move in there from Overpower, trying to get a setup onto the lane, but end up falling a bit short. Venom claps it off, but they will have to look for another setup.
We mentioned how the Necrophos is a good matchup against the Earthshaker, and I think while the Necro isn't in any danger himself of his farm being interrupted, the Earthshaker is still getting a fair amount because
Rotation on mid.
Thanks there, Jack. It's going to be the Nyx coming in from behind, lands the early stun. Oh no, not with connection onto the LSA, and now Annihilate just turns right onto Gunner. Tries to gunner down. One more shot could do it, but
no,
he doesn't
headshot.
commit. And so now he's just kind of awkwardly sitting back. He gets the shrapnel down. Is it going to be enough? No, he walks out from the shrapnel range, and now Annihilate's in trouble. Drops the tree, eats it up, uses the extra boost of regen, but the mana burn is there. Takes him down. Oh,
Danny got greedy.
so close.
He thought he was going to get that headshot. He got like 3 or 4 shots in a row.
I thought he was going to get it, yeah.
He has headshots. So he had like 3 or 4 shots where he did not get a headshot in. And I'm sure he was like, okay, this last one's got to be it.
40%
40%?
chance.
Damn.
I mean, if it was 17%, he would have bashed him like 3 times.
Well, it looks like they will get a little bit of redemption here. Quick rotation from the 2 as the first Nightfall comes down, and a bit of a greedy TP in from Gunner, also going to cost him his life. Well, suddenly a double kill for Annihilate, and you know what, we'll forget about the earlier problem, because now he's got a double kill.
But I think, as I was saying, like the Earthshaker is still getting like a fair amount out of this lane because there's no kill potential as Mad goes down. Again,
there's no kill potential yet, but now that it's nighttime, like I wouldn't be surprised if the 2 rotates down there.
Yeah, poor Mad left alone at the top lane while the 2 did that nice rotation towards the mid.
Because now this is the hard time to lane. Once you get level 5 on Necrophos, he's got like infinite sustain. So he just puts himself like between you and the creep wave constantly. So you can't really walk in and enchant totem click on creeps anymore like you used to.
Yeah, but the wave is still always going to push. So he'll get something. Rather than, I guess, the Night Stalkers who has to roam around and get kills. He's level 3.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. He's definitely going to get way more than the off lane of Wheel.
Still think it's a good calculated trade-off for them, just with that self-sufficient safe layer, as you mentioned. They can slow down the Ursa a little bit. I mean, even if he's getting kills, like it slows down his levels and his Roshan timing, they can have a decent matchup mid because the CM is either free to jungle or rotate and get up that aura to help the sniper out. And then you have the Nyx's levels being suppressed a little bit too, unless he's getting a lot of roam kills, which he did manage to get 1 mid. And that would slow down him getting his ult, so that slows down their tempo in general. So I think it's still a decent trade-off for them.
Nice shutdown on the bottom lane. We'll see the back end of the Nyx Assassin getting sent packing. The Mighty Grim Reaper comes out and gets the final stretch, but a good sidestep from Mad. Tries to dodge Venom, but eventually the shackles come out from Cash, locking him down for the bear to scratch him down. Derp steps in though. Frostbite, nice save. Mad turns around with a shockwave. Almost enough to get it done, but can't quite hit it home. But he lives on. Steps away from the trouble. Wow. Good sidestep from Mad, survives on this day.
Yeah, Dota the 2's putting a lot of work right now, moving around the map.
Yeah, despite the 2 playing it, does kind of feel like they're blurring the lines between their 3 and 4 position. Because Nightstalker's not a hero that can sit during his nighttime in the off lane and just continue to farm.
Yeah, you want him to move around and do something. So I like the fact that they have this hybrid with the Doom.
Yeah, it's just like a handoff to the lane. And now the Doom steps into the jungle for this point, and they'll hand it off once again, briefly, to the Crystal Maiden. But now the 2 has returned with the back end of his nighttime. I don't know if they have enough potential between the 2 of them to go for a setup here. Maybe if they catch Cash out of position, but he might just decide to reside here for the rest of this Nightfall wall. It's going to be OP on the move with their own smoke play. Probably looking to head around and hit Annihilate in this mid lane if possible. Looks like it could be successful here. Fissure catches him on the other side. They still land up the following stun, but Gunner has to run all the way around. They have to commit the dunk, but they do get the job done. TP comes out, but it does get quickly canceled. But meanwhile, top lane, nothing going to be coming out of it. But good movement in and pick-off there for OverPower to get the takedown of Annihilate.
The 3-man trying it up. All the meanwhile, it's like Wheel was just sitting top.
And not really able to get much done. As Cash and company are able to just securely hide themselves under the tower. Wheel don't want to be overcommitting at all at this point. But now we have more coming in from Overpowered side as we see rotations from the Nyx Assassin 2. Mad's confidently moving on forward. Venom might try to bait them in a bit, but
there's a ward scouting them, so they know.
Ah, yeah, right here. Both sides.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, all more space for KVH here. He's got a free tower in the bottom lane. And he's going to be level 8. Well, no one is yet to make a move here on the top. They're waiting to see if anyone wants to rotate down to the bottom, but eventually they make the move for Venom with the Frostbite. Run in Infernal Blade with the Shrapnel. Annihilate. Waits to pop out the ulti. Doesn't even need it. We'll get the last hit regardless with the help of the Shrapnel, and the rest of OP head out the other direction.
This is what you were talking about, Jack. The fact that they get this dual lane makes the Ursa very underfarmed. It's still an Ursa without its ultimate. And that is a very easy kill to get.
There you go, the level dependency. He doesn't have the enrage. For the Shadow Shaman, who's still level 4, he doesn't have the wards to take an objective, even if they do take a few kills. The Nyx doesn't have 6 yet either, when he just becomes this huge threat everywhere. So I think even giving up a few kills, keeping those heroes honest and keeping their levels down is still a good achievement for them early on.
They're still trying to do some poking here. OP make their move in, but can't quite get the catch onto Wheel. Cash walks in close, but can't get anyone unshackled.
This is the really scary part for the Ursa right now. While he's being contested in his lane, he hasn't been able to get those snowbally kills. All the meanwhile, the Necrophos, who you're supposed to counter with, you know, a fast diffusal blade, has just been free farming the entire time. Yeah. He's taken a tower, and he has a Midas.
KVH is getting seriously decked out at this point, and no one even wants to confront him about it right now. 2 makes the rotation all the way to the bottom, where we see enough trying to grind his way all the way up and towards the Blink Dagger, which seems to be scooted out. Now it could be KVH under pressure. Moving in is going to be a nice Nyx Assassin setup, and with a couple of ultis, they will finally bring Necro down.
That was sorely needed.
Yes, it was. They also get the deny on the tier 1 tower, so a good take back for OverPower.
I'm still kind of concerned, because they're front-loading all this farm onto a Necrophos that is like you can't heal against Nyx Assassin because he spike carapaces you. He burns down your mana. So you've got this Lina Laguna Blade that takes advantage of your W. Like, there's so much magic damage, so much direct single target that's good versus Necrophos. I just really wish they picked a different safe laner than Necro.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it would have been great if they had the Ursa.
They might get back-to-back kills on him. They roll in from behind with a smoke. They lead out with the ward. The early Frostbite's there, and the Doom is going to be hitting the Earthshaker now. Derp, though, tries to get off the freezing field with every last bit of life. Meanwhile, Necro ult is going to help get him the finish.
Laguna?
2 go down, and now it's going to be Venom running out the other direction. Double kill for Matt here, as it's going to be OP. Scavenging them way out from the fight, barely alive.
How in the world do you let Necrophos ulti you before you ulti Necrophos' Lina? What?
I mean, I don't know.
What?
Going back to what you were saying pre-game about Team Overpower. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Allowing Wheel to kind of just get the full closure there. Maybe Overpower just getting a bit too greedy and thinking that they kind of had things under control.
I think the Fissure was just unfortunate. I think it kind of fractured what they wanted to do. Like the block off and how KVH was kind of on the cliff area on the right-hand side. Well, it felt like they didn't really have target priority.
Maybe he was on the low ground a little bit, out of vision. Maybe that's why he didn't ult the Necro.
No, he was like, oh, you can't kill me now. You've successfully blocked me off from your teammates. I'll just stand here and you know, wait for the scythe.
Looks like it was just unfortunate fissuring. It happens.
Unlucky.
Unfortunate fissuring. I'll be sure to use that one next time.
Sometimes you need medicine for that.
Wow.
8-8, still a game advantage for Wheel at the moment. Their 4K falling down to a 3K. We have the 2 though, and working in through his new nighttime here. Has a convenient little Invis plus Arcane Rune combo, and makes his move for the little lady in red. Hits up Gunner right away. He's going to be soaking up the stun, but here comes Annihilate. They just need to soften up a bit more before the ulti comes out with a Void. Should do it, but no, he's able to shrug it off.
See, if he's silenced there, doesn't get hit by the LSA, he gets more right clicks in, Gunner's definitely dead. The 2 got greedy again.
Unfortunately,
get in that extra swipe.
Yeah, they try to go for clean style there, and they'll settle back for a tier 2 instead. At least enough to kind of get Overpower away from the top lane entirely, and they're just going to have to split the differences elsewhere. Venom working his way through the bottom lane, Nyx in the jungle nearby. I mean, it seems like he is going to try to build his way for an urn, but I am getting a bit nervous here for OP as the game continues to transpire.
Yeah, Will's doing a great job leveraging the Necrophos's power into just free objectives.
Uh-oh, KVH.
He has shown up.
You're defending your tier 1, but it looks like
OP's just like, all right, we're out of here.
Wheel doesn't want any of it.
OP don't want to hang around. Wheel at the moment don't want to chase anything down. They feel a bit short-handed at the moment to kind of pursue things any further and are happy to grind out more farm instead here, it looks like.
I like that when fights work out for Wheel, there's two heroes on, like both the Necro and Sniper, where there's kind of like a high sense of urgency. Like if you don't manage to get to them or force them out of position or kill them, like the fight gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
And then they have like multiple layers of being able to protect that. So, I mean, as far as, at least at this point, it looks like it's been working out. That last skirmish top was really indicative of that.
Yeah, it's a good point, right? Night Stalker and Doom are both like frontlining heroes that are disruptive and cause problems. And I would say even CM is a good zoning hero because of your ultimate, right? So
I mean, OP really needs to take a good engagement and a good fight now because they have to get their snowball rolling. I don't think they win late game. You're fighting into Sniper Necro, and then they have the vision advantage with the Night Stalker as well. Ursa falls off a lot.
I think they had to wait for that Blink Dagger, though. Like now they can go for the 5-man and fully contest Wheel for any objectives.
Yeah, they got it. But the Blink, the Vendetta setup, moving in now, is looking to go for the extra bit of lockdown, but Mad shows up, quickly commits the Doom onto the Lina. They'll get that finish onto the Necro, but the trade will come at a cost here. They lose their Lina, and now Annihilate steps in, gets a good shoot down. There's going to be the Doug committed, but is it going to be good enough? Venom jumps in, helps out from the balcony above, tries to rip it home onto the 2 as well. A buyback comes out from the Shaman now as they lose another life, making it a 3-for-2 trade. It's Annihilate who cleans house, gets a double kill, and OP head out the other direction.
Yeah, if you noticed, there was a small window of time where KVH, all he actually had was a Midas wand. And there was a point where he was actually pretty squishy and they could have gone on him. But at that moment, he got delivered his Rod of Atos. It took them so much longer to burst them down. And while that happened, their Lina died to a solo Doom.
Yep.
So just sort of missed their timing there.
OP quick to get back into the grind of lanes right now and trying to be attentive to Wheel's side of things, as they're probably going to look to claim Roche potential soon. They eyeballed the pit quite a bit. Next, watching things out from the high ground here. They need to be a little bit careful.
OverPower got to get a lot done with their double blinks they have right now. Whoa!
Venom, very ambitious, trying to get a jump and pick off for Crystal Maiden in the midst of the whole Wheel gang. I guess desperate times call for desperate measures, Bearman, but boom, he gets shot down and hunted.
I mean, too desperate right now.
Yeah.
It's like your Earthshaker isn't there. At this point, you sort of you have to expect that if you're gonna jump in on somebody by yourself, they're gonna have the ability to kite you. You can't go for solo pickoffs. You're an Ursa that's super far behind.
Yeah, Wheel aren't dumb. They know like one of your peaks is now. They want to be able to fight. Like they're just gonna stick 5-man for the most part. When 5 are up from OverPower, if they ever feel a little bit scared, they're just gonna group up. If you go on somebody, there's always gonna be a sniper sitting there. So you have to think like whatever I'm jumping on, I'm gonna be trading that whatever here jumps forward to the sniper, right? Like if I kill the Crystal Maiden, sniper's gonna kill me.
Yeah. Able to get in, but getting out has been a tough journey here for OP, and they're committing in hard for the bottom lane, going in with the wards on top of it. Freezing Field's going to get quickly canceled out from the Hex, and it's going to be Derp who will pay the price for trying to defend this tower. OP will take what scraps they can. This plus a objective will help mend the wounds for a little bit, but Wheel are still getting a lot across the board.
I was just about to say, and adding to your point, with all their tier 1 towers up until just now, it's also much easier for them to rotate to these, whereas OverPower has lost all their tier 1 towers. And so you saw just now before that Crystal Maiden TP, they're all farming basically like all 5 of them the same half of the map, the same side of the map. And so they're not going to get greedy and necessarily go for their own jungle camps. Radiant has a hard time controlling its jungle in general, it feels, against dire aggression. And so they don't need to do that. Like, they don't feel the pressure to do that at all. So they can kind of stay near each other and deathball a little bit towards objectives. And then you don't get these pickoffs, which it feels like OverPower's lineup really wants to get between the Ursa, between the Nyx, between the Lina. You want to get these kind of quick skirmishes, even the Earthshaker. But they're not going to get the opportunity to do that as long as Wheel stays close to each other.
Yeah, I think think OverPower, in order to deal with
What
that,
about
need to
Crystal
make
Maiden?
better use of their Shadow Shaman.
It's alright. I mean, with Crystal Maiden, you know, you give up a few deaths maybe, but the
Get
amount
that
of
bounty though.
commitment,
Oh yeah, all the work.
It's got to stick.
Is there a shrine?
That's a sad moment. You think you got away as CM.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
That's an acceptable death. I mean, there's information. You see where they are. If you keep the lane pushed out, if you died in order to push the lane out, like it prevents your tower from being in
Yeah,
danger.
but I'll be honest, she didn't really die to push the lane out. She
No.
kind of just fed there. Yeah.
Yeah, Derp
The-
Derps.
Vendetta used, but
She didn't die to push the lane out, but she went bottom by herself instead of, say, someone else farming the jungle, like a core farming the jungle.
Sure, but at the, I mean, there's sort of I don't want to harp on it too much, but like I don't think that a core is going to be there to begin with. If you notice the rest of Wheel's lineup, they're all around their ancient area and mid lane. They know that, you know, once that bottom tier 1 tower falls, just don't play in the jungle. There's no point at that.
Yeah.
You know, at that point in the game, there's
As-
no reason to be there.
As a 5 position, your job is to bounce the creep wave back, right? You never leave like your tier 2 tower range. Like you
Yeah.
go down to that bottom lane to bounce the wave back and push it forward, but you don't actually move past that.
Yeah, you don't. You maybe throw out. She doesn't even have like that many abilities to really bounce the wave back that much. You throw out a Nova and maybe like run back or something, but you know. But you know, as we say this, there's a smoke up.
boom, immediate jump in, immediate doom onto Fuzzy Wuzzy, and he gets sent to the Shadow Realm. Out for a minute, no buyback. Quick jump, quick hit. We'll get what they want, and can now truck on forward to go for the tier 2 takedown.
Yeah, they've got a great tower hitter with this Desolator on Annihilate, so every single one of their Reaper side kills. That's why it's worth, like you can throw multiple ultimates on one of these cores because you'll get so much in these downtime.
Oh, they have spotted out Cash nearby. The jump in from Mad, the snipe from Annihilate is enough to get him to go back indoors. Meanwhile, Derp able to get the finish onto Enough, who is spotted within the trees, it would look like. He casts out his Freezing Field, and your Earthshaker's also going to be taken out of this one. Tier 2 down. Almost effortless, it feels, for Wheel.
Yeah, there's really not much OP can do at this point against the 5-man of Wheel.
They've used Serpent Wards once on tower, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
bottom lane.
Yeah, it's bottom lane.
Again, I think they need to be a little bit more proactive at pulling Wheel around the map, right? Like you look at Wheel, their 4-man's usually always around mid. Like they need to do a better job of using the Shadow Shaman and using these like smoke rotations and stuff to get to the side lanes, to put the pressure there, to force these heroes to move around.
Right.
Desperation possibly for OP here, trying to get a say in this game, moving in towards the Roche pit, but it's too late. Annihilate gets it down, picks up the Aegis for himself, and OP will have to head the other direction. Wheel maybe can get a catch here, it looks like. Scoping out this mid lane opportunity. Gunner dishes out some spells and gains some move speed to create a bit of space, but still nearby is Venom and Enough, trying to walk in with the Abyss, looking to go for a dunk.
Oh no!
But it is just flat out in the middle of Nowheresville. And he'll just have to settle with going for the back line and Annihilate, but he waits on the low ground, begins to unload the right click here. Carapace stunned, good reflection back, and they're able to burst through KVH, but Annihilate still bringing in some decent damage. Derp now, the next one, going to be in a bit of trouble here. Man, OP will just take any of these scrappy kills if they can, but the damage from Annihilate is just too much. They blast down the Nyx, they'll still be able to get Derp. Here comes Enough once again, trying to get the stun. It's sidestep though. They'll eventually get a hold of Annihilate. Maybe? No, he steps back and he just keeps shooting him down. Double kill. Gunner moves in, gets the stun, finally right clicks down Annihilate, and we have our final fighters here, if you will, but Gunner's like, I'm good.
That was so good for OverPower.
That was crazy.
You know, despite the missed Echo Slam, that
How
was
did KVH get blown up so insanely fast in that?
Because he's a Necrophos versus goddamn Nyx Assassin and Lina. It's like literally the worst heroes to pick Necrophos into.
Jesus Christ, he just got decimated there.
I mean,
mid lane.
while that Echo Slam was bad, the positioning from OverPower was really good.
Oh god, they got Annihilate. Just walk for Laguna Blade, but she's gonna get denied. Nice deny there at the last second, but costs her own life. Now Venom re-engages, looking to go for Derp. Derp gets that one too. No, the 2 tries to tag him down. Here comes the Reaper Scythe, but not nearly enough damage to get the finish. And now it's gonna be all OP here. The Wheels, have they actually begun to fall off the wagon a bit on this one? Jump in re-engagement, immediate hexes there onto Mad. And now it's going to be OP stepping off a bit. Looking to get to the high ground, locked down in place from the root. Nyx Assassin knows he's going to be done for, turns back into him. And the rest of OP will make it back to the shrine to heal up, and that will finally conclude things.
Those are the kind of scrappy engagements that OP really wants here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the not full 5-on-5 team fights, but everybody's respawning and coming in at different times, and you just outplay them and outmaneuver them with like all 5 or 4 of your heroes have stuns and the other one's an Ursa.
Yeah, and they got the initiations on the perfect heroes, right? They got a shitty initiation on Sniper, but their other initiation was on Necrophos. Those are your 2 backline heroes that are not supposed to like ever be the first ones to be gone on.
Yeah,
and both of them got gone on by Overpower.
Yeah, Necro was just in such an awkward position at the start of the fight. He's at the bottom lip of the high ground.
Yeah.
Like, and like there's just Alina sitting up there.
The whole firing squad was perched up on the ledge.
Still a strong game for Wheel at this point with a 4K network advantage, but OP will take any of those kinds of opportunities to slow down the momentum of Wheel when possible. And ever since Enough has picked up the Shadow Blade, he's been looking out and kind of getting these setups here and could find a new one onto the 2. Ooh, is waiting for the Enchant Totem, decides to set it for the Fisher. Allows Venom to hop on over, and they'll be able to lock him down. Freebie pick, and the game's evened up now 19-19 as far as kills go. And now you're getting some more talents under play.
Yeah,
Bottom lane.
50 damage talent.
Yeah, very sexy there. Mad, he is also going to be in for a bit of a heyday here. Zap down from the Laguna, and OP get another kill on the other side of the map.
Doom is also pretty unhappy playing against Nyx Assassin. He can't use Scorched Earth in team fights. If he wants to like initiate and get Doom off, he can't use Scorched Earth until after that's done, because of Spike Carapace just sets up a 5-second stun.
Nyx Assassin just gives people headaches. Unless
Is
you're
that one of those like
lifestealing.
venomous cancer's ass heroes that you're a fan of, Jack?
He's not.
No, dude, he's not cancerous.
He's not quite venomous enough.
Not venomous.
He doesn't check the venom box. He's very
Dude, you're beginning to
annoying.
sound like that Riot guy.
Oh, here
Mana
we go.
burn and unfair ability. Unfun.
Looks like we got wards committed now. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden gets caught in passing and pays the price, while the rest of OP are trying to work their way through this top objective. Here comes the Grim Reaper, and he puts down Ursa. Doesn't get the final hit in, but is enough to kind of finish off the kill nonetheless. Tier 1 is going to be finished off. Meanwhile, nearby, Earthshaker is able to make it away, while down below, a Doom committed in for the Nyx Assassin. Was it committed?
No, he just
No.
Infernal Bladed him to
okay.
cancel his TP.
Saw the last second of that animation, was very perplexed, but looks like he's going to make it away. Not too much of a scratch here. They do lose their Ursa in exchange for the tower.
They're only up by 2K.
Dude, we got a game on our hands, man.
Yeah,
Nyx
yeah.
Assassin, he's picked up his Midas. Earthshaker starting to scale well. Cash is still poor as shit, but you know.
Poor little Cash here, but hey,
Derp's even worse off.
he's got level 2 wards, and he just has to drop those to force out objectives, really. It's fine.
The last few minutes have gone.
KVH is dead.
Okay, yep, yes, he certainly is. Oh, unless they don't catch a stun, but they pops the shroud.
I
and
don't
then
know
they
about the
blast
ghost
him.
shroud there. Well, it's for the slow, obviously, but he ends up taking so much more damage from those nukes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think you take more damage than you heal as Necrophos if you pop your W and Q, because Spike Carapace is then doing magic damage back to you into Ghost Shroud, which is amplifies.
I mean, to be fair, there is absolutely nothing he could have done in that situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's screwed.
So here's
Draft
a
a different hero.
So here's the question for you then. Do you think this Atos was greedy? Do you think the Midas... I think Midas might have been okay, but do you think he should have gone for a different item other than first item Atos?
In my position, I would have gone Hood Force Staff.
Right.
Because I would say, like, I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, Rod of Atos does give you a lot of catch. It does give you more stats.
HP, it does do some good things, and as you said, a bit of catch, but maybe the casual Hood feels like it would save him from a lot of damage. If he wants to play it entirely differently and say go for the Force Staff or Blink, where he doesn't have to really show himself that much on the front lines at all until it's time to come in and drop the ult on someone, and then he's like in the fight, and it's usually like a round of spells has been exchanged or something. You can't just blow him up anymore. versus if he's kind of just sauntering around the front and they just take him down whenever they want, or just unload on him.
Either way, I think the item build is like here or there, but ultimately you shouldn't be in that position in the first place. You have to understand that your jungle is going to get invaded, so you can't be there by yourself.
Yeah, the last like 10-15 minutes of this game has really gone more to OP's
Ooh,
face.
smoke popped, so they pop the dust. They're going to be spotting out the Nyx, but he turns around with the Carapace. They're going to commit him with the wards. They'll instantly finish off the Shadow Shaman. There goes the ulti, trying to get the finish on the Nyx, while the jump in from Venom is going to be there. There goes the Shroud, and KVH is not going to be eating any right clicks now. Enough cannot find anyone, and he needs more time before he has the dunk. He's going to be going down before any sort of dunk will be there. On the other front, Gunner is going to be able to help getting a finish as the 2 will go down. It's a 2-for-3 trade.
Free wards.
But free wards for Annihilate. They lose.
That's another hero.
The Ursa as well. This is a favorable fight for Wheel.
I just want to say that Plague Wards are really good against Serpent Wards, but that's not going to, you know.
Oh, okay, Jack.
Cool, dude.
Cool, Jack. You know what's also good versus Serpent Wars? Phantom Lancer! Let's pick that hero, Jack.
Next time. We'll get it next time.
He doesn't do any poisoning, though, so I'm not sure if he fits the requirements.
You buy an Orb of Venom.
Would old PL qualify as like Cancer almost?
Yeah, for sure.
Old PL?
He says it with such enthusiasm. I wish
Qualify. He's the definition. He's the poster child. You don't even need to be anywhere near for his illusions to propagate, man. That is the very definition right there.
No, that's rat, not poisonous. That's a different kind of cancer, you know?
Yeah, because then you might as well put MP in that, or yeah, Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to put Nature's
Oh,
Prophet.
as
in.
we're talking.
Jump in, instant
Nice
silence. The
stop.
Doom,
What
though,
a
onto the
Doom.
Earthshaker, just shuts him right up. And he goes out, and that means there's going to be no Echo Slam for this continuation of a fight. The Lina gets stunned up and gets sent down into hell. And then it's going to be Colio next. I don't know how to say his name. I never said it all game.
It's just Colio.
Colio.
Yeah.
Well, he's gone now. I'll remember his name. 3 down. We'll take a strong, convincing fight and now can kind of push their advantage on forward. I feel like quite a while since they've been able to kind of, you know, get the game moving along here, but that should definitely get them back on the right track.
That last team fight, and I want to credit Annihilate because he's made a couple of standout plays this game. I like the item choice, but also going for that BKB immediately. So in that last fight, he didn't kind of wait too long. He just immediately cast his BKB. The Earthshaker was in the back behind, under the shrine, just looking for his window into initiation. He saw the BKB. There was nothing he could do to really enter the fight, and then eventually everyone else died. They got vision of him and burst him down as well. So both the item choice and the timing usage there by Annihilate, some good plays.
I think we'll have gotten through the dangerous part of this game now. I think, like, unless OverPower really do something amazing, the rest of the game just kind of plays itself. Like, the dangerous point was like 25 minutes when OverPower had really good pick-off. They keep hitting you over and over again, and then they start racking up a big gold advantage that allows them to take towers. That's the dangerous part. But now they've shown, like, some uniformity, right? They've said, okay, don't go out. Like, when we respawn, don't wander back into the jungle again. Wait for everyone to group up. We'll 5-man smoke out. We'll get a team fight. You know, like, that goes fine. Okay, fantastic. Like, they're covering each other again. Like, this is what they were doing in 15 minutes, and then they kind of started slipping up. Just because they're ahead or something. Like, they just got a little lazy.
Yeah, they protected Roshan. Now they have a ward over their own jungle. They've only dropped 1 tower so far. So like you mentioned, Cap, the Nightmare scenario, if they're getting pickoffs and then dropping Serpent wards and you're losing towers and your map is dark, that's not the situation that we're seeing now. So we're going to head over to this Roche, looks like. See if they can get a pick first.
No, straight to Roche as it's up. What could have been a potential pick-off smoke play is going to turn into a behind-the-back Roche play instead. It looks like it should be done very cleanly. Wheel don't seem to be the wiser at the moment, the closest being Derp, but he's just kind of safely jungling farming right now. I mean, does this just kind of save time for OverPower? Is this even a problem for Wheel at this point? I mean, they even committed the wards for it. I don't know if they'll see that, so...
I mean, I think more than anything, you don't want Wheel to get that Roshan themselves. At that point, then there's the threat of going high ground. You know, you put that Aegis on a sniper, and
or a Necrophos, yeah.
It's super hard to kill both of them because you have to. A lot of their stuff, in a way, I mean, with the exception of the Earthshaker, is very single
Your
target.
shirt does
Jack.
not block any sound, Jack.
I thought you just straight up coughed into the mic. Like, hold on, I gotta cough. Like right in my ear. All right, cool.
I look over and Jack's like sheepishly has his shirt over his mouth, but that's not gonna block any of the sound, dude.
Yo, Jack, if
You
you
are
gotta do that,
Venom.
you gotta like
It's gonna,
move
it's
your
gonna
mic
block me.
up.
It's gonna block the venom from spreading to
Yeah,
the
you're
guy. That's-
straight up
that was-
Venom on,
that's-
on that headset, dude.
I mean, as long as the next guy doesn't lick the mic, I think it should be all right. So.
I mean, the mic. Someone's gotta sanitize that mic afterwards.
All right. Yeah, that wasn't the best shirt block that I've done. So.
But going back to the Aegis, it's like it's a thing. Overpower have to have the Aegis.
Yeah.
Right. Wheel don't need it, and they don't really. It's not
Well,
that they don't care, but it's gonna happen. Overpower gonna get Roshan.
You have an Ursa.
Well,
Yeah.
even if Wheel has it, the fight just becomes so much scarier because a lot of the stuff on Overpower's lineup, with the exception of the Sword of the Lina and the Earthshaker, a lot of it's like single target burst. You want to like get through one hero and then you've unloaded all your stuff. If you have to like waste that on an Aegis, and then for the rest of that fight, like there's a Necro just whittling down your health and spamming heals over and over again, that's very scary.
Dude, this is like the this matchup is gonna turn into the lone druid versus sniper, except for again the sniper has the advantage, right? Because he's the real sniper. Like he still has the range advantage. It was just like that matchup, right? The Lina's gonna turn into a right clicker once she has that MKB, but the problem is still going to be that sniper outranges you.
I mean, I think a lot of it's really just going to come down to initiation. Both of these teams have that vision hero on the map, but you know, pretty sure Ag's Night Stalker with a gem wins.
Yeah.
We'll do some poking at the high ground a bit, but obviously Overpower are going to be forced to rotate up there. They fend them off, but Wheel are not going to be going too far from this top lane, as they are going to try to maintain the pressure. But someone's going to have to deal with the bomb lane eventually.
Who cares at this point? That tower's
Man.
gone. It's not a huge wave. Just if you're gonna move to defend that lane, just make sure you do it safely.
Looks like they'll just do super safe, walking all the way back and through as a team, or maybe waiting for a smoke to come. Is that what it is? No, just some words. All right, just jungle farming as a team.
No, that's
Ducking
great.
out the trouble, yeah, just waiting out this Aegis, really.
Yeah, late game, you're ahead. You don't need to take huge risks because you know the other team is probably doing something very similar. Greed loses games, man.
Never mind again, of course. Of all the things you don't want to get greedy at, it's probably a TI Qualifier is probably the most prestigious Dota event in the planet. It's probably not the best time to get too greedy in some of these trades. Uh-oh. Mix Assassin moving in, though. Damn, see you later. 80 seconds later.
That's such a cool animation. He's got the ultra rare
The
immortal.
hand? Yeah, I opened that.
Oh,
I
you
got
did?
that. Yeah, I did.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Sick.
You want to know what's stupid? Blitz has 2 of them.
Oh yeah. That son of a bitch is too much
It's
money.
so good, though, that when you see a Necro who doesn't have it, it just really makes it kind of look very sad.
Is that part of Blitz's master plan as well, though?
Dude,
Somehow destroy the cosmetic
yeah,
market.
he probably will somehow. Like his combination of money and luck is just gonna he's just gonna buy a crap ton of chests, open a ton of rares, so like ultra rares and stuff, and then totally crash the entire market when he floods it with all his shitty Reaper size and stuff.
As they scout out here, Wheel are just kind of timidly moving on forward as they pretty much control the majority of the farm on the map, herding in Overpower inside their base like little sheeps. Too timid to kind of move on out. Still want to be able to utilize the power that they have in the high ground, with their Earthshaker and wards and everything.
It's impressive. Gunner's still top of the net worth.
That's impressive. Look at that perfect pirouette or spin or whatever. Wow.
You happy there, Jack?
What a player.
All right.
You wish your Lina was like this when you played mid against Ben Wu?
You know, tough matchup, tough circumstances.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, Jack.
Maybe they wish their mid was like this when they played with Ben Wu against Overpower.
Oh, damn.
I don't even know who am I even...
Who's
I have
your
no
mid?
response
No,
to
no,
that.
no.
Listen.
Ben Wu was not mid
Blitz
during that game.
Blitz is mid.
Blitz was mid. Blitz won mid.
All part of the
Didn't he?
plan.
Blitz destroyed mid.
That's true. That's true. Okay,
But
that was just flat out wrong.
We just got shat on in our side lanes. We played so bad.
Yeah, Ben Wu was Sven that game.
Listen, I take no responsibility for any of Veggie's failures or success from this last run. I was playing hard 5 position. I don't even play that role anymore. I didn't know what I was doing. I had 0 impact in our games.
So you're like derp right now.
Yeah, I was a big old derp.
Hey, derp
I was just along for the ride, you know?
So it's going to be a pretty tough hold right now. I mean, obviously the real sniper, as you mentioned, you know, the Twitter verified Cardell Sharpeye is going to be able to siege these buildings from downhill. They have the
Wait,
vision
what?
on the
What-
high
what-
ground.
what are you talking
Twitter
about?
He's
What?
saying Sniper has a Twitter account is really what he's getting at here.
What?
Twitter verified Sniper
There's a-
Cardell.
You kept saying the real sniper, you know, so I was imagining some kind
Oh,
of...
okay. I got you. The real sniper.
It's a little
compared to the
far-fetched.
fake
It's a little
sniper.
far-fetched.
I mean,
But
if,
Dakota
when you,
understands.
when
I
you have to
appreciated it.
when you
Dakota
have to
understands.
explain it, man, it's
Go to one day.
it's gone.
No, Dakota didn't understand because he said it was
Nice.
something about how he has a Twitter account.
Yeah, he said
or
he was
something.
Twitter verified. He
Yeah.
said Cardell
Uh-huh.
Sharpeye's got a Twitter account. He's Twitter verified.
There
No,
you go.
that's not what he was saying. Jack's point was about how Sniper is the real sniper versus the Lena, which is the fake sniper.
Yes.
It was a bad joke.
I mean, we can all agree that Jack just butchered that one at the end of the day. All right.
Well, Venom gets taken out.
Yeah, Venom's gone. He does have a buyback for a minute, so we'll see Wheel try to probably pressure for said buyback here, unless there's trouble down here from enough that's going to
I was
warrant
hoping
Wheel
that
pulling
would be a
back.
Shadow Shaman down there.
No,
Many
sir.
an NA pub has seen a Shadow Shaman limping by himself to
Oh,
the
that's
enemy
Demon,
base,
actually.
hoping to plant those wards. Yeah,
Any a player? That's just Demon.
Dude,
That's
that's what he should be doing right now.
And this is just, you know, coasting ahead. Finally, someone's got to do something about it. Gets a nice 2-man Dunkarino. Looking to go for the instant burst finish onto Annihilate. Can they get it done? He managed to pop the BKB and scoot on back. Turn around, start firing away. And it's going to be trouble for OP. They couldn't get it done initially. I don't think they're going to get it done at this point. The buyback return of Fuzzy Wuzzy trying to shred apart KVH is going to prove unsuccessful as he pops out the Shroud. And that should be the beginning of the end here. 4 go down for good without a buyback. Only Gunner holding alive and strong. They'll farm through the wards and then make their mark onto the racks. So Annihilate going to feel good, and Sniper's probably going to post about the winnings on his Twitter. Right, Jack?
He does have a Twitter.
Did you look this up?
Cardinal Sharpeye.
I Annihilate?
No. Whatever. I'm so over this whatever.
If you would like to follow him at I Annihilate Dota, I highly suggest it.
That was my
He's
plan
a
all
good
along. I just
player
wanted to give him a plug
and a
because he's
nice
played
guy.
so well this game. That's
He's a streamer too, so
that's
make
what I
sure
was
you check
going
out his
for.
Twitch stream.
Yeah, he's a cool streamer.
I'm glad you finally understood me, Kev. That's
Yeah.
Well, good for them. They're going to be able to walk away with a good winning there. 2 racks go down. Overpower, though, still looking to hold this one out here.
Yeah, I mean, crazier comebacks have happened.
Yeah, no early GGs today. That's the thing. We shouldn't be expecting early GGs either. If there's a 5% chance, it feels like some of these teams will just go for it if they can.
well. If there's any point of concern from that last fight, it's that the Earthshaker did manage to get off a pretty good ult, which, with the vision and depending on how you stand for Wheel, you want to be able to prevent, right? Because like you're maybe, you know, 1 or 2 HP items away from like not living through that, and then the fight looks very different. So potentially before this death ball gets assembled on their low ground and they get into the same formation again, maybe you want to come around from the side. Maybe you want to force a fight out in the open where they can't just stand like that. So that might be an adjustment that OverPower are going to try to make this time.
Go take a fight in the open, some sort of maybe smoke wraparound kind of a play.
Yeah, either a wrap or a fight. I think once they get set up perfectly like that, there's very little chance of beating them.
That'd be nice. They still have a ward down here with a decent amount of time to kind of play around with. But the rest of their team is currently heading way up north here to kind of farm through the remaining of the jungle or try to get some wards down their jungle to kind of scout it out for now. But eventually Wheel's just going to come around to the bottom side, clear out this shrine, and then suddenly we're going to be on another high ground defense here if you're Overpower. And if things didn't go well the last time, I don't think it's going to get any easier this go around. Wheeler just coming back even stronger than before with new items.
Well, I like this play, you know. YOLO,
Here we go.
Do it up.
YOLO! And it's Derp who pops the smoke. And Wah, wah. OP are going to fight into their own high ground area where KVH is waiting. Venom jumps all the way up and over. They followed up with a dunk, and they're still not going to be able to get it. Coming in from behind is going to be the Frostbite lockdown, and then eventually Annihilate shows up to play and starts peeping his way all the way through OP here. Venom tries to run, but the shot comes out, and boom, he goes down. Enough on the other side. Also going to get peeped apart. Oh, one more peep should do it. There he goes. Double kill for him. Can we make it a triple? One more peep should do it. There it is. And this one is all wheel here, and they could just head their way across the map and hit it home into OP's base, where already we have Mad jumping up and over inside. And let's give Annihilate the ultimate kill. There it is.
Oh, he's coming back for the rampage.
Give that boy a rampage here.
Gunner the GOAT is back.
Give it to him.
All right, here we go.
Hey, okay, the Yules. Is it too long? Is it too long? Let's see. Come on, give it to him. Give it to him.
Oh!
Bad
Everyone boo Gunner, boo.
No.
That's a kid who wears gunners for
no.
sure.
That's
bad
next,
sportsmanship.
That's next level. He taunted him. He baited him so
What
hard.
a venomous ass player
That
you
is
are,
a venomous
Jack.
play. What a bait.
Dick you are.
He's going to remember that.
That spite play at the end of the
Take
game.
it into the next game.
That's my play of the game right there.
Oh my God, you're actually a terrible person, Jack. I didn't realize this until now.
Wow.
You know what, Jack? I appreciate it, actually.
There you go. Charlie likes.
I mean, Charlie's the biggest piece of shit here, so I don't know why you're looking
like
to
that.
Charlie for validation, Jack.
Like that.
What the hell?
All right, right here, Jack.
All right, that's right. That's what I'm
Like, all you need is some deep voice to come down from hell. Yes, Jack, I agree. That was a cool play.
That is
Lucifer himself, and Jack's going to be like, my boy Lucifer's got my back.
That is the spite play of the day right there. Oh, you think you're going to get this rampage, are you?
Nope,
I
denied.
should have seen it coming.
Little touch of salt there at the end of the game.
Should have seen it coming. I mean, why did we think he was going to buy back to give a rampage? Clearly not in the cards.
Because you're a nice guy, and you appreciate that the enemy team played well.
No, you're hoping. He's hoping.
Yeah, but they're
he
your
tilts Annihilate in
opponents.
the next game.
They're your opponents.
One does not simply give away rampages, Cap. You gotta come to the fountain to take it.
Charlie,
you gotta earn
when he was
them.
managing EG, he was probably like, yeah, try not to shake their hands after the game. Don't smile at them. You know,
Yeah, it's all gamesmanship.
they're
man.
your opponents. Make them feel terrible about losing.
All right.
Well, we'll have done it, guys. I mean, what do we attribute it to? Trying to look back here a bit at the early game. We saw KVH pretty much have a free lane to work with. Not too much trouble there. We were questioning how well that off lane was going to go between the tag team action between Mad and the two, but they managed to make it work.
Well, ultimately, I don't think the snowball ever really started for OverPower.
Yeah.
As Ursa, you want to be ahead. He's a lane winner, but he didn't exactly dominate the lane that he in the way that he wanted to, because it was they had to commit 3 heroes up there to secure the lane. But even though Mad dies a bunch of times, he can still farm the jungle. He still catches up, and meanwhile, Dota the 2 is running around creating space for the rest of the team. It's like Ursa wants to be ahead. You want people afraid of you. You want people afraid to move out on the map, or you want to be afraid of that Ursa like blinking and clapping you, and all of a sudden you're dead. But it never felt like Wheel was ever afraid of that.
And going into the mid game, I think they were playing their Shadow Shaman more like it was like a Disruptor or a Dazzle or something. It was just a hero that sat behind them.
Yeah.
They weren't proactively using the Shadow Shaman. Again, it's a very unique support. It gives you a unique strategic advantage.
Yeah.
So you need to utilize that. Once they failed to be able to gain advantage in the laning phase, then you had to find some other way to break this team up, because they have better late game. They don't need to be greedy. They, like as Charlie was talking about, like 5-manning through jungle and farming is fine. That's good.
So inexperience maybe for this team, OverPower, being able to make those kind of decisions in the heat of the moment when you're already feeling pressure from the laning stage, like, hey, go push these side lanes, hey, go, get these things done.
Perhaps, I mean, to a degree, like how we're talking about like relative skill level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of all these teams are in a way inexperienced when you consider how they stack up to the top.
Well, it is good for Wheel. They now move up. What were they at? 1-1. So now they're 2-1. Unfortunately for OverPower, this puts them at 0-3. But from what I'm looking at here, we got a super hype matchup coming up next. So let's
do
just
we
throw to
got?
a break. It looks like Digital Chaos
Oh,
Planet Odd,
shit.
so this is
Yeah.
mega hype.
Oh, shit.
Let's make sure we swap out the casters and everything in time so we can get ready for this one, guys. Get a snack, but be right back because more North American qualifier action is coming your way here from the BTS Hub.